interlibrary loan a year. So we can get lots of stuff interlibrary loan, but we can't get everything. And I've been keeping a spreadsheet on copyright because we can't borrow a title of a journal or a book more than 5 times a year.
Oh no, so if it's the same one?
And then after that you can get it, but you have to pay for each article.
Ooh.
So, I'm keeping track of how much we're paying. It's faculty and grad students that we're paying. And undergrads, we just say, I'm sorry, we're out of copyright. And, together it's about $6,000 we'd pay for a database somewhere.
So,
especially the health sciences.
That's not picked up by student fees. Student fees go where? Not to the library?
No.
The
there's a technology fee that's charged,
sure.
but that's primarily for the LMS. And I've had this discussion with Dr. Flaglin that there should be a library fee to pay for the electronic, the e-resources or online subscriptions and so forth. I continue to have that discussion with her. The university's kind of like, it's loath to add fees and because of our philosophy about
that's the tradition, yeah.
Yes, keeping the costs down.
We have,
also, the flip side of it too is everybody says, "Oh, it's all online." Well, it is, but these big aggregators of databases for journals, more and more is going online, and sometimes I'll see a list of libraries that have that journal, but it says 18-month embargo. So if it's within 18 months, you can't get it from that library. They can't lend it to you. They can't send it to you electronically.
The other extension of that is it all depends upon what their licensing is with that database. Our databases, we cannot take the article off and send it to another library. That's not how our license works. It's only for our students and our faculty and staff. And so, while it might all be online, it isn't all accessible.
No, and I would say as a student that resources is definitely a weakness. I've been frustrated the last 3 years because of things that I can't get. And not that you guys don't do a great job. But I think, like I said, as we add more programs that are doing research, we have to make sure that we have the tools. And I would have paid a library fee because I ended up finding people that had access to different institutions.
State,
and then I would always, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? And they can normally get those articles.
So to capture that weakness, just so it means something to me, is we still have insufficient online digital resources to support the curriculum or support the program.
And it's so broad because everyone's dissertation topic is so different. So that's a huge challenge for both parties, right? So how do you know exactly what you need?
For nursing, they had Ackland, and they charged the students
Ackland Anatomy.
Ackland Anatomy, and I think they charged the students $50, and it was just the nursing students to get access. So it was kind of like an individual. Well, we took it over. Now the entire health, everybody can use it, but the entire health sciences, that's $4,000. Now that, you start seeing things that are particular to a discipline. And I know some of the disciplines actually do pick up. I know nursing has picked up about 5-10 nursing journals electronically, which technically we should be doing, but we don't have the budget.
We should put fee down there. Maybe it's been a discussion. It should definitely be there.
Fee, sure.
Yeah.
For those that would benefit from it truly.
Sure.
Or it could just be
I would have
cut
been
into,
happy to pay a fee if it would have saved me some time and.
Or it could be cut into the technology fee, rather than adding fees to your bill. It just
just put
absorbed in
be a
something
subset
else.
under technology.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. So
that would make sense.
I'll revisit that with Dr. Flaglin. I think it's a good thing.
So you can denote that.
Do you want to add number
fee
6
as a subset of
options
student fee.
to add to technology fee? On options for preserve.
But I do like that idea, including it under tech, where you get someone saying, "I never go to the library." You get that kind of stuff.
That's right.
Go on number.
Of course, if you charge people for it, they might go. I'm going to get my money's worth.
Incorporate with technology.
By copyright.
So
Otherwise, we should own it.
And I've probably been guilty of requesting something twice, so I'll try not to do that ever again.
Less than 1 year.
Yeah.
See, the faculty.
Sorry.
She's on.
But you know, that's the thing, you know, you're doing 11,000 interlibrary.
Just have a library
We
fee.
have 2 people
saying,
doing
like,
their
okay, here's an
library, and they
article
would
that you need to go
realize,
get.
oh, you've
Go to
already
the library,
requested
I
this,
love
why
it, and
haven't
then
you
they
asked
can't.
them for the funding?
Yeah, so, but because the faculty member
will
could
request
share
will
the
tell the
article
students
as part of their
and
class.
there'll be 15
On
students
campus, right?
requesting the same
We
article.
need someone to get that.
See, and what I do is I request
So-
articles
so
and I
we're-
put them on my
Yeah,
Canvas.
so that's good for
And
me
so
to
that
know. I mean, I'm
students
trying to
can
think
access them
how
off of Canvas.
But that might be in violation of copyright.
I'm wondering.
Well, why would you have a handout option in Canvas if you could do that?
Because you're only supposed to use that article once.
So look at all the money I've saved you.
Let's not go down the rabbit hole.
But that is something a lot of faculty do not understand copyright, and
I have
therefore
it
there
too.
is stuff on Canvas that should not be on Canvas.
So maybe put a weakness,
Copyright.
not that we're going to tell on anybody,
No.
because it sure is convenient for the student.
Yeah, you've been in my class, so
Right.
they like to just go to one place. and
Yeah,
look for
one
it.
place,
Right.
it's all there.
They can share
So maybe put
articles
education
with their
on
class.
copyright.
Because I've been in classes where they don't list the article, then I can't find the article.
Yeah,
Well,
You know, there
so
was
if I
a-
print out 10 copies of the article and I give it to the students,
you can only do that once.
that's fine. But if it's on Canvas, then they're only going to download it once. I mean.
Yes, but if you're going to use it
But
next
it's
semester for the same
It's okay
class,
to hang it on
And
Canvas.
I do.
It's okay to hang it on
then
Canvas.
that's
No, it is.
I would
It's
have
okay to
to
hang it on
download it again
Canvas.
and then do
no,
it.
you would have.
Yeah.
But a way around it is give them the citation and give them the choice of whether or not they want to. You know, as long as the article
Oh,
isn't physically
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So, but,
It's just
that's
a-
the
it's
problem
just
is then
a
it's
link.
going to lead to the.
But
you guys are going to use up to
That
5.
means you guys are going to have to pay attention to what articles you ask them to get and make sure it's in the
But
database.
we're only talking about that five art thing. That's just interlibrary loan.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah.
pertain to our databases.
No, if it's in the database, it's full text in the database. You give them the
That's
citation, and
unlimited.
then it's
Yeah.
on the student of whether or not they download it or just read it. Yeah,
So if it's in Eric or JSTOR or
yeah.
you're good.
It that
You're
you know
good.
it gets
Yeah.
tricky, and even the copyright lawyers don't agree with what copyright is.
So we're at 1 hour, and let's
How many left?
any more weaknesses?
SW? Okay.
I'm sorry. Any more weaknesses? Anybody can think? I hate to shut down this discussion, but we kind of gotta keep on track.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving.
But yeah, so that would be hard on my classes because every one of them has in the handouts has a list of 20.
Yeah, the
25.
supplemental readings are big.
Yeah. And they're just the links. They're not the actual art. They're the links, and so they get the link, and then they get the PDF.
Well, then that's fine. According to what she said.
Well, if it's it's the link to where did the link come from? I mean, it doesn't take it. It can't take it into the database because they would have to log into the database. So
No, it doesn't take it to the data. So no, I've done the article. I've
Yeah.
scanned it.
Uh-huh. And it's hanging on your
saved
page.
it in my computer,
Mhm.
and then I link it.
Mhm.
You know, I add a
And-
link to Canvas
basically,
so they can do that.
here are your articles. It's the same thing. You can only do that once.
We'll recycle our binders and we'll hand them
Because
down
the
to the
thing
next
is, she
class.
has only done it once. She's just done it over time. And she's only handed it out. It's like,
All right, let's
it's
look
like we had
at
100
it this way. You're the guy who wrote the article.
Yeah.
You get paid 10 cents every time somebody downloads that article. She's downloaded it once and she's given it to 20 students.
Nobody likes my articles because I have not gotten a check.
You see what I mean? You see, that's what
That's what we always
copyright is
forget
trying
about,
to
right?
do.
Yeah.
But you are allowed to share it.
Once.
Yeah. But I'm just saying,
To
like,
one class.
see, so that's where I want to know exactly what the law says, because in the sense
Like
that
I
you set
said,
up the class, and you're
copyright.
sharing it one time.
Yeah, but see, what's unclear about that is like you keep saying one class. Well, you're only going to teach that class
Every
once
semester.
each semester.
Right.
So you're good.
Except
Well,
for
No, that's the usage. It's not just once forever. It's like if you teach the same class 3 times a year, you're offering it once to each class.